Hey guys, this is Tanner Maxon with Christmas Light Installer University, and I want to introduce you to my friends Derek and Shannon Scotts. Now, we are here in Texas, and they install Christmas lights, and we just want to find out more from like a family point of view. What's Christmas lights all about, and would it be right for you and your family to get into Christmas lights? So, anyways, Derek and Shannon, how you doing?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Now, I'm just going to cut to the chase and get right into it, but how long have you guys been hanging Christmas lights?
We've been hanging Christmas lights for 15 years.
15 years. Okay, so they're pretty much veterans in the Christmas light business. So this might be a hard question. Where were you guys when you decided that hanging Christmas lights was right for your family?
We didn't know each other.
You didn't know each other.
No,
You know? Okay.
I'm married into it.
You married into the Christmas. Oh man, that's a hard one to go into. You know, some people when they're getting married, they're like, what kind of baggage are we bringing with them? And you guys brought Christmas lights with you. So okay, well, Derek, what made you decide that Christmas lights was the thing to do?
I was doing landscaping at the time,
Landscaping.
and we had 4 months off during the year.
Yeah,
we
slow season for a lot of you guys have a slow season, and a lot of different types of businesses have slow seasons, and so
No.
that fits you guys.
That's right, correct. No commercial contracts, and so we were just looking for something to do. We'd never heard of it really back then. My mom had got an estimate for a job, and I couldn't believe how much money I could make. I could do that in one job, or I could work all day.
Yeah.
So I decided to give it a shot.
So the guy gave your mom a quote, and you're like, "You're not paying this.
That's right.
I could do that."
I can do that.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It just takes some hard work, and it pays off for you.
I wish I would have had somebody to show me how to do it back then and not made all those mistakes.
Yeah. So, what about you? How do you feel about Christmas lights now that you've been into it for? How long have you guys been married?
We've been married
12?
12 years. Christmas lights is really, it's just part of our year. So we know that it's coming.
Yeah.
We kind of look forward to it all year, but it is
It's definitely worth doing.
definitely worth doing. It
Okay.
is definitely. I mean,
So what changes around the house for you, or I mean, what's your role during the Christmas season? Are you like all hands on deck, or is it like Derek's
Well-
gone 16, 18 hours a day, or what
we
goes
have
on?
gone through many phases actually with that. There have been seasons where I've been out there hanging lights right with him when help has been
Scarce.
Yep, scarce. And then other years I would do wreaths and garlands. I would actually wrap them and do all that stuff back at the house. The last couple years have been amazing. I really just pack up the kids and take them lunch a couple times a week. We meet up so the kids get to see Daddy, and
Yeah.
I've been more hands off. So it's been the last couple years have been a lot, just a lot nicer, a lot easier
Yeah.
on us. But it's tough to be away
Yeah.
from somebody that long.
So the kids, I mean, you don't get to see Dad that much for lunch breaks. That's about it.
We
So-
don't. We do homeschool, so I do have to interject that. Some of you that may have kids in school, it's probably a little different. But we take several hours on a couple of days a week and just go find Daddy, and we watch him. We look at the lights. We stay till dark so we can see them turned on, and it's just
Kind of like a family
it's
outing.
kind of
of it.
make a little family time out of it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
I always forget something.
what's that?
You know what I mean? With the gear. Either I get another job that I didn't plan on for the day, or I just use all my parts for the day. And so she regularly brings me extra parts, whether it be bulbs or clips or something like that. Something happens. So I get to see my family a couple times a day just from her keeping us supplied.
Yeah, it's
Week though, I wouldn't.
well,
say
and
week.
that's a good thing about
What?
a good marriage is it's marriage has you have to have a good support system, right? And that's what marriage is all about. Everybody working for the same goal, and the same goal is always taking care of the customers, taking care of the business, taking care of Mama, making sure all the kids and everybody has spend time with you and your family. So, how do you balance the rush of Christmas light season, and all those hours? Because Christmas light season, it's a rush, just like deep sea fishing, or I don't know what other kind of mowing hay or whatever. You got to do the work when the work is there. And Christmas light season, it's an impulse
Short.
season. It's very short. 30 to 60 days if you're lucky, you get to hang Christmas lights. But so how do you balance your time doing the rush and balancing with your family? What do you do?
Balance the time. We don't I plan everything around Christmas lights. The rest of my work schedule
Yeah.
is planned around this. I'm a photographer by trade right now,
Yeah.
and I just don't schedule any photography during Christmas lights time.
Okay. So, and for your family, I mean, everybody has a balance you have to do for your family as well. I mean, it's you kind of just you go all for it, and everybody kind of understands that we're going to see less of Dad for just a little bit.
That's what we do. And then the month of February, we
Yeah.
take a couple weeks and we do go on vacation and we just have mass family time.
Yeah, it's a recoup.
It's usually, 2 to 3 weeks we usually take in February and plan a couple fun things to do
Okay.
with the girls. But yeah, November 1st to December 15th, there is nothing else. Our world revolves around Christmas lights.
Okay, so it's a commitment you guys
Yeah.
have to make out there. And for you wives out there that are listening to it, you know that if you're going into the Christmas season with your husband, you have to have a strong relationship because you're going to see less of him. He's going to be stressed out and he's not sleeping. Okay, you're going to have to support the house and the family, so it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. But
not
what?
easy.
But what about? Let's talk about the rewards on why you go through it every year. So you go through all this stuff. You see less of your husband.
Yep.
Is it worth it?
It's very worth it. The money we make during that 6-week period, and 6 weeks putting up, and then of course take down time. But the money we make during that time, I mean, I don't have to go to work full time. I get to stay home the rest of the year. We do the photography, but there's no other job for us, so it balances us and allows us to make it the rest of the year.
So you're a stay-at-home mom. Is that right? Stay-at-home mom. Well, okay.
Stay-at-home mom / Derek's support.
That's right. Okay, they're in
person.
it together. They're in it together. Okay.
But yes, we do stay home.
Okay, so that's awesome. So Christmas lights lets you guys work together. That's what it does.
It gives us a financial cushion.
A buffer.
The
Okay.
buffer.
The Christmas buffer.
There you go.
So you guys, during the holiday season, we're working the most out there, right?
Yep.
We're pulling big hours. But then there's a slow time that comes right before Christmas, and that's like December 10th to the December 15th, somewhere in there.
Absolutely.
And it slows down just a little bit. So what does Christmas look like around your house?
For the first couple days, I just sat because I'm exhausted. I'm just worn out.
Warm plum out.
I'm worn out. So we just sit and we veg and we just we don't do a whole lot. But then after
Kinda
that,
what I do around Christmas.
Yeah.
Watch some TV, some football,
that's kind of what you do around Christmas anyway, isn't it?
right?
So, but then we're ready for the family whenever the family comes over. I mean, we do the regular holidays like everybody else does.
So, I mean, what about your clients out there? I mean, what if, you're on Christmas Eve. What if my lights go out? I'm calling you.
My phone's off.
On Christmas Eve,
That's
the
right.
phone is off.
Christmas Eve phone's
now,
off.
up until then, if it is something major, if all the lights go out and it's not something that's a breaker or something that's, a bulb, something like that, then absolutely we'll go out. But that week of Christmas, unless it's pretty
Crazy and major.
yeah, unless it's a true error
Yeah.
that needs to be fixed, most people are really understanding,
Yep.
and they're really great about us and our family time too.
So,
For our business, we make a point that the 2 or 3 days before Christmas, the repair calls, if there's some in that time, we just go out and hit them then.
yeah.
And we don't do it Christmas Eve. We do it the day before Christmas Eve because we know we're going to get some because they don't want to bother us necessarily during the year, but for Christmas they really want them to be on.
Yeah.
So we'll get a lot of calls that week,
That few days right before Christmas Eve.
and we may run 5 or 6 repairs during that 2
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, and a lot of guys, they'll have a dedicated tech support guy, whether it's you guys or if you have a dedicated guy out there who's doing tech support. You just have to be reliable because people are doing this for what? They're doing this for their family. Most of them, when they come to town, they're wanting to show something awesome for their family, right?
Right.
So you want to make sure they're on. They are understanding. We hang lights as well as you guys, of course, and so we've always found that everybody's real understanding. They're not going to call us on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day,
No, they're
and for the most part, we're not going to answer the phone anyway. So of course, my wife would let me have it if I was going somewhere on Christmas Eve. It would be no good. So yeah, so they're understanding about that sort of thing, and we're
Absolutely.
the same as you guys. We have a good time,
Yep.
and everybody gets their holiday. So
We do.
We get a nice 2-week break, but then we have to take them all down.
yeah.
And then it's a rough
after,
2
after
weeks.
Christmas, it's great. You got,
January 2nd, it
yeah.
all starts over again.
So January 2nd, you guys start ripping them down.
Yep.
But it's not as hectic because they come down quick.
Yeah.
And so at 5 o'clock, which is sunset here, we're done. I
Yeah.
come home and I have a normal, if I
the
worked a
rush
normal
is-
job,
the
we're
rush
done.
is over.
I
Right.
come home
People are not in
and
a
get to be with the
panic.
family.
Yeah, so you can take them down 5 o'clock. You're not working till 11 o'clock anymore because people are not in a panic to get these things up. So what's your work day look like come January 3rd? What's your hours?
8 to 5.
8 to 5.
Yeah.
No more up at the crack of dawn and
Nope.
back at 11 o'clock.
No, we do it 7 days a week.
Okay.
For our business, we do it. We install for 6 weeks, and we take them all down within 2 weeks.
Wow. So the install time, as like if I'm on a job that's $1,000 job,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes me, say, these many hours to do the install, you say it's a third or a half or a fourth to take it down? What do you think?
Fourth to a third, I would say.
A fourth to a third.
The first year, because we have all the labeling and all the things that we do
Mm-hmm.
to make it easier for the following year. But after everything's labeled, take them down in about, well, it depends. If it's an hour job, we'll take them down in about 10 minutes. If it's a 5-hour job, we'll probably take them down in about 45 minutes.
So for your crew then, you're cutting back on your crew as well?
My crew is not as substantial as it was. I work a 3-man crew,
Mhm.
and then when I take down, we do a 2-man crew.
Right.
Me and 2 others.
Okay. And so then you got rain to contend with.
Mm-hmm.
What about that? Bad weather, all that kind of stuff. Nobody really cares about you bumping them out a day after Christmas, right? When you're doing removals, they just don't care. They're all good.
Yeah, pretty much everybody's good taken down.
Yeah.
We tell them that we'll be done by the 14th.
Done by the 4th. So January 2nd to January 14th,
That's what we say.
you can do the removals of 6 weeks worth of installs.
Absolutely. We
That's
say
awesome.
we'll call you the day before we're coming out, just to remind you.
Yeah, we don't give them a set day on the schedule like we would to install,
Mhm.
just because of that very thing. When you take them down, you do it by area in chunks. Sometimes
So you
when you
route
set
it
up, yes,
whatever's good for you,
yes,
you route
yes.
it.
You don't always have that luxury when you're setting up Christmas
Right,
lights.
because you got to do them as they come in,
they
as
come
quick
in,
as you can
right.
get them in,
Right.
as quick as you can schedule it, not only for the customer, but of course, when you have an opening in your schedule, you can bounce out there and knock it out. So take them down, just routing it by whatever's smartest, gas-wise or time-wise, knocking it out.
Yep.
10 to 15 a day.
What would you recommend for our guys? Lights are up, lights are down, you took care of them, you took care of your customer. What do you do to get that customer to sign up again? What kind of a follow-up thing do you guys do to make sure they're still there next year?
We don't typically do much of follow-up. Derek is always the one. He's always there, so he's always communicating with the customer, and he's the one that makes the phone calls. They know his name, and most of our customers by now, we've had them so long, they know his phone number when they're popping up. We have such a high retention that it just hasn't ever been anything
Not an
that
issue.
we've struggled with. It hasn't been an issue.
Okay. So
We do a good job, but people hire me for me.
yeah.
I mean, they like me just like the people that are doing it before.
So when the install is going on, they'll come out. Will they visit with you guys and get to know their installer and all that?
they do, because some of customers we've had for 10 years.
Yeah.
So we're on first name basis.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't even consider using somebody else
So they're supporting
who
you.
might be cheaper, but they use us because we have a relationship.
Yeah. They care. They're invested into his family.
Right.
Not just hiring a contractor out there. They're investing into you as a person.
Right.
So that's great. And that's the best kind of customer service out there, is because you're taking care of you're not taking care of a client. You're taking care of a family as well.
Right.
So
They know
yeah.
to expect the call come beginning October.
Mm-hmm.
To expect the call to get on the schedule, and other than that, we really don't do much else.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I think that's about all the light we have, and we're gonna let you guys off the hook. But thanks for sitting with me.
You bet.
Great
Anytime.
luck. Good luck this year. Derek and Shannon, we're going to be knocking out some Christmas lights again. They're here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
That's right.
And what do you think you're going to grow your business by this year? What's your goal? Tell me what your goal is for the year.
We're doing some new marketing, so I think that with you, and I think we're going to grow by 100% is what I'm shooting for.
100%. That's a big bite.
Big bite.
Last year we did business, and I expected to grow by 30%, and I think that we hit that number. But this year we're attacking it more aggressively. I'm hitting a bigger area,
Yeah.
and I think we're really going to grow.
Okay. Can you handle it?
I can handle it.
All right.
We're going to give it our best, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, well, that's teamwork, guys, and it's all about teamwork and everybody being on board and on the same page. So make sure you do this and have the support behind you. And anyways, I'm Tanner. This is Derek and Shannon, and we'll see you later. Thanks for coming back to the Christmas Light Installer University.